everyone, I'm Kate Paulin, your realtor with Heart, and I love helping people find the perfect property and to sell their properties at a profit. I have the opportunity to represent 5 key people here at our group. First, Paul Zimmerman. She is with Liquid Violet Studios, and she is the one who put together this video for us. And then there's 4 of us in this group who are going to be on this video. So it's going to take up my whole time, question and answer. So if you have any questions for me, you can email me, kate@katepaulin.com, or you can catch me after the meeting or call. So, without further ado, the 1st-Time Homebuyer Seminar. This panel of experts will demystify the home buying process and demonstrate how using a team of professionals such as this really helps you in the step-by-step process of getting a home. I'm Kate Paulin. I'm your realtor with Heart. What makes me different and why I love what I do is because I love helping first-time home buyers get into that first place.
My name is Dave Keagle, and I own the Best Option Insurance. And there are a lot of things that you need to know about insurance when you buy your first new home. So I'm here to help you to do that and to protect you from any of the risks on owning a home. So as I get into it later, I'll go into more detail.
I'm Jim Crowder. I'm a mortgage broker. I've been in this business for more than 35 years. It's a tremendously satisfying experience to buy a home once you get the opportunity to do that. And yet there seem to be so many barriers to home ownership nowadays. And all I really want to leave you with is it's certainly not impossible. It's not easy, but it's certainly doable.
My name is Alicia Utley. My business is Infinite Tax Solutions. We're a small accounting firm here in Boulder, and I work with individuals and couples who are looking at buying their first home and go over the ways to access funds at in a tax advantageous way, whether that's through liquidating funds from a retirement account if it's your first home, whether it's borrowing from a 401k, and then also going over all of the benefits of owning your own home. Once you do own a home, it typically triggers your ability to itemize your deductions on your taxes. And once you do that, typically your taxes go down and your taxes do become a bit more complicated. So I work with individuals and couples to navigate their way through the tax realm when it comes to home ownership.
First of all, we're going to try to help you get why you might want to own a home and how you'd want to own a home and how you're going to finance that purchase. I work for you as a mortgage broker. You're my only customer during that particular transaction. I answer to no one except to you when I go through this process, and I bring to you the offerings of more than 29 different mortgage companies. So my job is to listen to you until I've completely understood what your objectives are, to even maybe suggest a few things to think about. And the process for me really begins with the very first question I'm going to ask you, which is what payment will you be comfortable with? I think that's the most important question to ask. And that might be what you're paying for rent now, or maybe you're engaged and you're going to be married and income's going to go up, and so that might be a bigger number. We start with that. And then I will go on to tell you a little bit more about what happens from there. The process then involves, determining what your income is, casting that against the underwriting guidelines, looking at your credit, making sure the house or condo you're going to buy is good collateral for that loan, and then mainly throughout all and over and above all, I'm going to help you understand everything that you're doing and why you need to do it, so that you have a good framework for what we're going through together. And oh, by the way, you're going to have to provide a lot of paper. Sorry about that. At points it's going to feel a little intrusive, maybe a lot intrusive, but there's just no way around it. It's not like getting a credit card or getting a car, but you know what? It's worth it.
If you are looking to buy your first home, your first step obviously would be to go to Jim and figure out what it is that you think you want to buy, how much money you want to spend, and then he'll send you my way so we can figure out how much you can actually afford based on your tax return. And sometimes that does take a little bit of planning, sometimes some creativity, but more than anything it's planning and just making sure you're capturing two of the best years on paper on your tax returns and making sure that we structure things in such a way that it's not going to prohibit you from getting a loan with Jim. Once we figure out what your tax returns look like and we get those ready to go and over to Jim so you can qualify, then we'll go over the planning. How does it change your life once you own your home? Because it typically does change your taxes significantly. You go from a standard deduction where maybe you're filing a 1040 easy or something simple to now you're itemizing in things that come into play you've never thought about, like deducting sales tax, deducting tax on the personal property taxes on your vehicles, your trailers, your campers, your motorcycles and ATVs, things that people don't typically think about before they actually own a home, and that changes their whole tax situation. Other things that I will talk about with people is, what happens when you outgrow this home? If this is your first home, are you planning on having children? Do we need to upgrade in the future? What does that look like? Go ahead. And what does that entail? How does that change things in your financial situation and also on your tax return?
The next step is working with me, which is the fun part, the shopping. Shopping for a house is really fun. 35% of first-time home buyers actually find their home on a mobile app. And that helps facilitate my business because they kind of know what's out there. What they find, though, is that a lot of the properties are either really not on the market anymore, it's not real up-to-date information, but not only that, the photos might not really be telling the true story. The orange carpet that was kind of photoshopped out, or truly it's when I walk around with my clients, we'll walk into a property and they'll just say, I'm not feeling it. Or they walk in and they're like, I like this one. It feels good. And it may not even have anything to do with the photos. That's kind of the difference of benefit with me over Zillow and Truly and Redfin. The advantage in working with me, your realtor with heart, is how I utilize my time to leverage yours. So I do all the work behind the scenes for you. When we first sit down, what we do is we talk about what are your exact needs? How many bedrooms do you want? What area do you want? Do you have dogs? Do you have kids? What is it that you're really looking for? And then I go out and I hand pick properties for you and I to go look at. And we have fun. We load up the car with snacks and water and we go out and we have a great time looking at properties. And it's through that personal touch that I'm actually able to find you the perfect home. How is it that I can do this? I protect my clients with a contract that says I'm working 100% for you. I know the communities. I know the feel of neighborhoods. 21 years of selling residential real estate, sort of like Jim was saying, I've seen every problem that could come up and I know how to solve them. The best part of working with me when I go to help you buy a house is that I don't charge you anything. I am a free service to you. In my contract, I have it set up such that the seller is paying my commission. So why would you go to a court of law without representation? Same with buying a house. You definitely need your legal representation, and I get paid at closing by the seller.
Like Kate said, you've gone through a lot of steps. You found that home. You got a date set up to be closing. People ask me, well, do I really need insurance? The answer is yes. For several reasons. First of all, when you go to that closing, the lender is going to require you to have insurance to cover your home in case it burns down or whatever, to have a replacement cost so that that house is rebuilt. Okay? So that's one of the big reasons. Another one is you've got a lot of personal property in that home. And if you had to go out and replace every piece of personal property, and I'm talking about clothing, I'm talking about your furniture, I'm talking about your heirlooms, all those things, you're going to find out that it's going to be a lot of money. Well, again, the home insurance will cover that type of thing. And then also there's the liability. Suppose that someone comes onto your property, your dog comes rushing out and he jumps on because he's just so excited and everything. The person falls down and breaks his leg. And so they sue you for damages. Off of work, all the medical costs and everything. Well, your home insurance has the liability to cover that stuff too. So there's a lot of reasons why you need insurance. Now, my job as the protector is to make sure that you have adequate insurance. There's no sense in paying for too much insurance. Your premiums you're paying is just going to be wasted if you're over-insured. But then again, you don't want to be underinsured. So if you have that catastrophic loss, that it is covered, and you're not finding yourself that you only covered half of it. Okay? Also, when you buy a home, they're going to look to see, is that home in a flood zone? Is it in a 100-year flood zone, 500-year flood zone? And if you were around here in September 2013, a lot of places that they didn't think were going to flood did flood. Okay? So now, lenders also will require you to have flood insurance if you're in a flood zone. Okay? And I can help with that also. Let me kind of just summarize then about what we've talked here so far this morning. So Jim, very first thing that he asks you is, what kind of payment are you going to feel comfortable with? Okay? Because that's going to guide him as to, okay, this is the type of loan, this is how much of a loan, because, you know, sometimes people can afford more or be qualified for more, but it'll be a heavy burden because now you have a large payment that maybe you can't afford. And then there is Alicia. Alicia will work with you and show you all of the benefits and any consequences, if any, of taxes. And with what she does will help you also evaluate what you feel comfortable with and how much you can qualify for. So now you move forward. You know how much you can afford. You know how much you can qualify for. Now you got to go find that home, and Kate comes in with the fun part. But what Kate does is unique, is that she finds out what type of home do you want. Okay? What does it have to have? What does it should not have? Where should it be? What kind of schools, if you have children and stuff like that. And then she's going to look at the market, and then she'll spend a day or two with you and drive around. She'll show you these properties, but she'll show you the ones that A, you qualify for, and B, the type of home that you're looking for. And then lastly, myself, the protector, I will make sure that you have the adequate right amount of insurance.